Okay, guys, I don't want any of you confused by this assignment, but there's a few tools that I think you've forgotten. So first of all, um, I want you to bring in this attached file that I gave you with all the measurements on it. Okay. So I know that it's not as straightforward as most of your line drawings have been, but you can bring out the necessary components if you look at it and analyze it well enough. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to the Insert tab on AutoCAD in the workspace. Okay. You can work in 3D modeling. You can work in drafting. It doesn't matter to me. I want you to go to Attach. It'll ask you to open a file. Make sure you save the new file I have for the C-clamp. Okay. And then just open it. Okay. Oops, I have nothing selected, so of course. So let's just say I select this once again. So I show you everything, okay? And this will pop up, okay? I always specify on screen and I will scale it later and I'm not gonna concern myself with it, okay? So what's gonna happen is a little teeny outline of your object will appear. So you click and drag it, okay? We've done this before, okay? The one thing I don't want you to do is assume that what you've done is the correct measurement. So the first step, select it again, make sure your properties is up, come over here to fade, okay, and fade it back to around 50, okay? That's going to enable you to draw on top of it, okay? So I know that this dimension here is 4.5 units. Let's just call it units, okay? So what I'm going to do is from this starting point, I'm going to draw 4.5. Okay? Now look, that's 4.5 legitimately, okay, from units, okay? So I want to scale this up to equal that, okay? So I'm going to select my whole entity, okay? I'm going to type in scale, okay? My base point's going to be right at the end of this side. And I want to, if you look at the very bottom, it says copy or reference. I want to reference. Hit R and enter. So it's going to say specify your length. So right now it's from here to here. So you'll hit the end of the red line. Then you want it to actually go all the way to there. Okay. So don't forget those steps. Scale, reference. Then you click the end point of the line that you are going to bring up to the correct length. You set that end point, and then you click on the end point of the red line. Okay. Then you drag the whole image to be the length of the 4.5 line you recreated. Okay. So now, as you can see here, my reference line that I created that's 4.5 is pretty much the same as the other one, right? Okay. So give or take. Okay. So now I have that reference line in there and I can begin building this entity, okay, from this diagram, okay, because I don't give you this angle, okay, so you're going to work on that angle, okay. Always come back to this isometric to look at how it is set up, okay. I don't give you this little indent insertion, okay, so I want you to, in proportion, start to work that out. The reason I'm having you do that is because I need you to analytically view these items. It has to be stable. It has to function. It's supposed to function as a C-clamp. So you need some rigidity in that space. So it's not going to be feather thin, but you still do want that lip. Okay. So you're going to have to create that. Now you can create that with a press pull. Okay. And then create the cylinders that are the neck and the stamp pad here. But everything else should be fairly understandable. Okay, so let me know if you have any more questions.